The word coronavirus is everywhere right now, from social media to news headlines. People want to prepare and they want to know what they can do to keep themselves safe. Let's get down to the basics of coronavirus and tell you exactly what you need to know. So coronavirus 2019, or novel coronavirus, or COVID, or however you've seen it written, is basically describing the disease we're seeing from this brand new coronavirus. Now, coronaviruses in general come from a larger family of viruses and represent diseases we've seen in this country for decades. Now, the name coronavirus comes from these little tiny projections that come from the virus's surface, which you can see on a microscope, and it looks like the corona of the sun. The coronavirus we're seeing right now spreads similarly to all the other cold viruses out there, including the flu. They're usually going to spread from those droplets that people spew out when they sneeze, when they cough from a runny nose. They cough those, you can inhale them, you can get them on your hands, and then subsequently touch your mouth, your nose, your eyes, and transmit it that way. Also, similar to other viruses, coronavirus may be able to live on surfaces such as your kitchen counter, your cell phone, a doorknob, for a certain amount of time. And so when in doubt, you have to clean all these surfaces, but most importantly, you have to clean and wash your hands. Now, the symptoms of this coronavirus are similar to symptoms with any other cold or the flu, and they can be very mild and subtle. So the first symptoms people are seeing in that 2 to 14 day incubation period are things that are really common. A fever, maybe a little bit of shortness of breath or coughing. These don't necessarily raise alarm, but what should be concerning is if these symptoms progress and you end up having a much higher fever or you sincerely have trouble breathing, because this could be a sign of something worse like pneumonia. What the test needs is a sample of sputum or secretion, and this could be from a wet cough from the back of your throat or from your nose, just like a flu swab. The test then gets sent to a lab where they're able to look at the genetic material of that sample and look to see if it matches this strain of coronavirus. So theoretically, anyone can get this strain of coronavirus just like anyone can get any other cold. Now, for whatever reason, and we're happy about this, children don't seem to be getting a very severe illness course right now. People who are getting hospitalized, need breathing tubes, possibly dying, are usually the elderly or people who have another medical condition. When it comes to preventing catching coronavirus, the same boring but tried and tested rules apply. These are the same things you're going to hear about the common cold or influenza. Washing their hands, you've heard it, 20 seconds with soap and water, or if you use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer, you have to rub your hands until it's totally dry, and you want to make sure it has at least 60% alcohol in it. Now, you do want to wipe down your surfaces. This is just good general hygiene. But remember, anytime you eat anything, wash your hands. Be very careful. Possibly just avoid ever touching your eyes, especially right now. So as far as what we can do as individuals, we do have to be prepared in this phase right now that we may have to work from home, that we may not be able to go on that trip we planned. Our children's daycare or schools might be closed. We may have to stay at home. But it's just generally good practice to make sure you have a 2-week supply of anything you may need, whether it be food or prescription medication, not only for you, but for also your family. Time will only tell. It's possible we could be into vaccine trials by mid-year, within a few months. But as far as a fully licensed vaccine, people are estimating anywhere from end of the year to several years before that is widely distributed. Now, all this talk about good hygiene and covering your mouth when you cough or sneeze with your elbow, making sure you wash your hands. These are practices that are not only good for preventing this strain of coronavirus, but preventing you from catching any other cold or the flu. These are also practices that we need to teach to children. So lead by example and teach them good hygiene practices. And remember, it's not just for this outbreak, it's for the rest of their lives to keep them healthy.